A group of business leaders from Japan are in Wood County this week touring local sites and facilities. The group spent the morning at Polymer Alliance Zone in Davisville. They toured a recently vacated building and the SOMAR facility. SOMAR is a Japanese company that moved to the Polymer Alliance Zone this year and will soon ramp up production of epoxy resins that are used in automotive manufacturing. SOMAR president, Mr. Futoshi Sotani, was the driving force behind bringing the business delegation to West Virginia. Sotani says that after working with West Virginia officials to bring SOMAR to the state, he wanted to make sure his colleagues in Japan were more aware of what the area has to offer.
In Japan, they don't know about West Virginia. They know about like California or New York or a big state. But actually, when I realized that this is the best state to invest in.
Sotani says the other members of the business delegation have been impressed by what they've seen during their visit. Other sites on the group's itinerary include Hino Motors and